Let's look into the agenda for today's session. Today we will be discussing about map function. What is map function and how can we implement map function in Python? So let's move on. So map function takes a function as an argument and iter as an argument and returns a map object of all the results, which is an iterator after applying the function to all the elements on iter. So what map will do, it will take the function, you have to define a function and you have to provide an iterator. So basically the iterator could be a list or a tuple or a set. So all those elements and the function that you have provided. So what map will do, it will go through each element in the iterator and it will do the operation, it will do apply that function which you have provided on each of the element. Let's take an example. So let's say we have a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what we want to do, we want to get the square of each and every element, like 1 square is 1 and 2 square is 4. So we want to get the square of each element. Now we can define a square function, define a square, return x to the power 2. What we can do, we can provide y is equal to map square and x. So square is your function, x is your iterator. So what it will do, it will return you, when you will say list of y, then it will return you all the numbers with their squares. Fine. So in this way you do not need to go and use for loop or some loops to get the results and then put it in the list. You can just use map function to get the square. Fine. So let's go to Jupyter Notebook and try it out. Okay, so I have opened my Jupyter Notebook. What I will do, I will just rename my notebook. Now let's create a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create a function, define square of x. So it is basically taking the argument as x into square, and what it will return? It will return x to the power 2. Right? X to the power 2. Now what I can do in this case, I can just create a new let's say function, and let's say variable map, variable as y, and I will provide map. In map the first argument is function always. So function is square and then the iterator is x. Now if you go and see y is basically a map object. Now if you want to see the elements, so what you can do, you can just say list of y and it will give you all the results in this format. Okay, list of y, it will give you the result as 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Right? Let's try another example. Let's say I have created a function I have created an iterator and I have created a tuple as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 40 and 50. Okay. Now what I will try to do, I'll just create a function, define add x. What I will be doing, I will just adding let's say 100 to each element. Right? Now I'll create a map function, b is equal to map. What I will be providing, the function add and then the iterator a. Now if you go and check b is a map. You go and check tuple of b, it will return you the result. Okay, so by this way you can get the result. Now so this is the way by which we can basically use a map function. Now let's try another example, another one. So at this time, if you really think that can we provide only one argument, so this question must be there in your mind. So can we provide only one argument? No, we can provide multiple arguments as well. So let's create x as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and y as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Right? Now I said define add x comma y and return x plus y. Right? We have created the add function. Now let's try with z is equal to map. What I will be doing, I will just provide my function, then I'll provide all the arguments x comma y. You'll go and check your z. It won't give you anything, but if you just go and check list of z, it will give you 11, 22, 45, 6. Now let's try one more time. What I will do this time, I'll provide 3 elements, 1, 2, 3, and what I will do, I will just provide 10 and 20. Fine, and I'll use the same operation, add x comma y. I'll say z is equal to, I'll just say z is equal to map, and I will try add comma x comma y. Now let's see what is z. List of z, will directly print list of z. Now can you see the one which has less number of elements? It will give result for that one. If you want to try it out once again, let's give 1, 2, 3 for x, y as 10, 20, 30 and 40, and let's try z is equal to map of add comma x comma y, right? And let's try list of z. So you'll get only 3 elements, because out of 3 and 4 in x and y, the one which is having less number of elements, the operation will be performed on that particular list. Fine. So let's try. I think this is enough. If you want to try, let's try another one. What I will do in this case, I will take a list as 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Fine. Okay. Now what I will do, I'll create a function, define, and I'll say odd or even, and I'll take argument as x. And what I will do, if x percentage 2 is equal to 0, return, what you will return? Even. Else what you will return? Odd. Fine. Now you must be able to, you must get this, I guess. So what are we exactly going to do? I'll say y is equal to map. What I want to do, I actually want to know that which one is odd and which one is even, right? I'll just say map of odd or even, comma, I'll provide x as my second argument, right? Now if you go and check your y, list of y, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, right? So do you able to understand the difference between the lambda function and map function? Lambda is basically used when you want to perform a single operation, right? And it is just a simple function which can be used instead of another big function which you can define. Even this operation, this function can be defined as a lambda function and can be used over here. I have provided a similar assignment to you, wherein you will be using a lambda function and map function both, and try to do it. If you have any issues, just let me know. And before looking into the solution, try to do it by yourself. So till then, see you in the next lecture. Goodbye.